Next thing we're going to look at is retirement. Is it easy to retire in the United States when it comes to cost of living? Let's take a look at that.
Many are used to the idea of looking forward to retirement at age 65. But in 2024, that's getting harder and harder. Inflation, the rising cost of living, unexpected health expenses are pushing many retirees back to work. Elizabeth Pran tells us more.
So before I knew it, it was gone.
Sherry Evans Buford is talking about her life savings. She and her husband plan for retirement. The couple moved to Florida with their 401ks in tow, calculating future Social Security. But life happened.
Life happens. and you can't, and what I've learned is you can prepare all you want to, but you can't prepare what actually happens.
Buford has an elderly mother who needs care. Her husband was in a terrible car accident and her rent has gone up. She says that, plus inflation-priced groceries and utilities, has all but wiped out her retirement.
Now I'm really worried as to what's going to happen next year, because I'm assuming either I got to buy a house or our rent's going to go up. And what do I do?
And she's far from alone. The Federal Reserve conducted a 2022 survey. It revealed only 54.4% of American families had a 401k or an IRA account. That's a big sector of the population without an income if they exit the workforce. Some, like Buford, say relying on Social Security is simply not enough.
We're
going to pause it there for a second. Just think about that lady, this lady's scenario. Just think about this lady's scenario. All it took was one car accident from her husband, that's an older man, and her mother or his mother aging. All it took was a medical emergency from her husband and the fact that his or her mother is aging to wipe away all their savings in the United States. If it were me, but this is Andre, once retired, you wouldn't have saw me in the United States.
Only 43% of adults who haven't retired yet believe they'll have enough money to live comfortably when they do retire. That's the lowest it's been since 2012. At the same time, more Americans retiring abroad shows it isn't just a dream anymore. Over the last 30 years, the number of Americans looking to settle outside of the United States has tripled, according to a 2024 Monmouth poll.
It's more affordable than it used to be.
The number of Social Security recipients living outside of the country increased from 307,000 in 2008 to more than 450,000 in 2022, leading some countries to ease visa requirements to attract foreign retirees.
Retirees from the U.S. often bring with them money that can help support the local economy.
Jennifer Stevens of International Living says expats can find a range of benefits in overseas retirement.
The pace of life can be a lot slower in a lot of other countries than it is in the United States. That because the cost of healthcare is so much lower in a lot of other countries, people have the flexibility to sort of, breathe a sigh of relief and relax.
I'm Marcia Scarborough. I moved to Spain in 2017 at the age of 70. And when I was there, I invested in some properties and I was selling real estate. And then I got caught in the housing crash of 2008 and my properties went way, way underwater and there was no more income from selling real estate. And I was 63 and I was completely bankrupt, in foreclosure, and even owing money to a friend. So I was in a really bad situation. At that point, I realized that any kind of nest egg I had for retirement was gone, and I was going to have to figure out how to live on my pensions. And that would not be in the United States.
Stephen says the most successful expats keep an open mind.
You have to go with the idea that it is an adventure, and you need to be open to the fact that no place is going to be just like the United States.
That's why you have so many elderly moving down to Mexico right now. They're close enough to the United States where they can get back through driving without having to fly. being in the Latin community and Latin culture, you know Latin people take care of elderly. If you don't know nothing about South America, you know that if you are old, you are not alone. So all it takes is one medical emergency in the States and you're done. All you guys that are saving and stacking your money and you're 35 and you're getting it and you own 4 pieces of real estate and you doing it like that, all it takes is one emergency situation as you get older. All it takes is one emergency situation with your mama or your daddy or one of your kids, even though you got savings. And because the costs are so expensive in the States, it'll wipe away all your investments. Let's go back to the video.
On social security payments, and that's really nothing. And my rent went up to almost $3,000.
The average.
You got an older woman with an aging, hurt husband who's taking care of an aging mother whose rent is $3,000 a month.
Some, like Buford, say relying on Social Security is simply not enough.
We're living on social security payments, and that's really nothing. And my rent went up to almost $3,000.
The average benefit is about $1,900 a month. That would give you an annual sum of just under $23,000 a year. The poverty line is just under $18,000.
We're the silent in the middle majority who have all these obligations, and we don't even have time to sit down and think, how much money am I really going to need? And before you know it, the money you thought you had is gone.
And for those who have saved, investing agencies such as Vanguard are seeing an uptick in early withdrawing. The agency data shows 3.6% of clients withdrew from their 401k accounts in 2023 for emergency circumstances, up from 2.8% the year before.
One of the big things is you look at your 401k and your savings. And to make ends meet, you start taking out 100 here and 50 here. And before you know it, it's gone. You know, it doesn't take much, and you don't realize it. I mean, we had a plan, and the plan just didn't work out.
Hannah, one of the things that Buford told me at the end of our conversation is that her biggest fear is that she could pass away or her husband could pass away. So everything that they are getting would be cut in half, and no one would be there to take care of her mother. But they're really not alone. There's about 90% of retirees who say that they're noticing inflation is taking a bite out of their assets.
When it comes to retirees, those that are on Social Security already know that if they don't do anything for Social Security within the next 10 years, by 2031, they're supposed to be doing a cut in Social Security, automatic cut of about 23 to 24% of Social Security benefits. So if let's say you're a person that brings in $2,000 a year, that's going to be cut to $1,500. If you're a person on Social Security and that person is getting $1,000 a year, they're only going to get $750 for the rest of their lives per month if the government doesn't do anything about it. Now, there are many out there, such as Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and Congressman Lawson.
The president has always called it a sacred trust with the American people. It not only protects Social Security for its 70 million Americans, but also expand its benefits. We're going to pay for it by making sure that those who currently are paying next to nothing are finally going to pay their fair share. As he put it, someone making $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 who pays throughout the year. Now people who are making over $400,000 who previously weren't paying are going to be funding it. That's the fair thing to do. And what that will allow us is to expand Social Security benefits, to make sure that nobody gets a below poverty level check from Social Security, to make sure that teachers and firefighters And police officers are getting their Social Security that previously under weapon GPO they haven't been able to receive. And to make sure that people that are paying taxes on their Social Security, for the more than 23 million Americans that are paying taxes on Social Security, they won't be paying those taxes. It'll be going right back into the very communities that they live in. I'm so proud of the work that we do with Social Security Works. Together, as the president said, it's the people out there, it's the public, it's all of you who are going to be getting the message to every individual member of Congress that it's time to act, it's time to vote, not only to protect Social Security, but to expand benefits that haven't been expanded in more than 50 years. 10,000 baby boomers a day become eligible for Social Security. This is a crisis that Congress needs to step up to, and we have a president that's standing behind us and asking Congress to do its job.
When are we going to get back to the days when somebody can support themselves and live comfortably with just one income? I have a full-time job that years ago I could have raised a family on what I make. And it's like now I have to do side hustles, you know, to supplement my income because it's gotten so fucking expensive to live.
It's crazy you have to work like 75% of your life, like donate, give up 75% of your time pretty much just to literally survive, just to live. Not to live comfortably, not to live well, just to live.
And you're having people struggling over money, struggling over food, struggling over finding a place to live. What do you think you're going to expect from America? You're going to get more violence. You're going to get more people attacking other people. You're going to get more of the looting in different stores.
And then it's like I woke up all of a sudden and my insurance has doubled, food has fucking tripled, gas is so expensive, electric bill over double, my fucking rent went up. I can't be the only one that's drowning.
Everybody is going through this bullshit. Everyone. Can't go to Canada. Can't go to the UK. Everyone is dealing with just not being able to sustain life.
I've never had so little money in my entire life. All of my money goes towards my bills and food for me to eat. And half the time, I have to choose between filling my car with gas or eating.
Wish that I could just have a job and do my job and go to work every day, and it would just pay for life. It would pay for a roof over my head, it would pay for food on my table, it would pay for medical bills, it would pay enough for me to like save money so I could retire one day, you know, like basic things.
I am 36 years old and I have nothing to show for 20 plus years of work.
$70,000 a year, not enough? Is a bachelor's degree not enough? Is 2 jobs not enough? And the only thing we hear is, we'll stop Starbucks and stop your brunches and your 3-day vacations. If you get up and take care of your house and take care of your friends and your family and your body and work 50 hours a week plus commuting, don't you think that person deserves a night out or a Sunday?
At what point is it literally just too expensive to live? Like, when do we, because we keep on talking about it, we keep on talking about inflation, we keep on talking about salaries not meeting it, and we keep on talking about the minimum wage, and we keep on talking about all this stuff, but like, at what point does that bubble burst? It literally is just too expensive to be alive, even if you're working a full-time job.
I'm so tired of this corrupt ass world, bro. It is fucked up.
And this is why we have this channel, Mostly Money, and we focus on Social Security and getting other information out there as far as other benefits that are already available for seniors to take advantage of. So for those of you that haven't subscribed to Mostly Money Television and you know seniors, make sure you subscribe, because that's what we focus on, is looking out for those seniors, because someday, whether we all want to admit it or not, we will be seniors as well.